First off, I'm a perfect example of this. I'm 25 years old. I work full-time. I go to school full-time. And I live with my boyfriend who has a bachelor's. He got it at age 27. He is now 29 and still does not know what to do. He is not working in a profession that has anything to do with his degree. He plays video games every single day, always wants to hang out with his friends, and the topic of getting married or having kids scares him. It's like taboo. We can't really talk about it at home.
Yes.
And we both share the bills. I pay half of everything, and I don't ask him to pay for anything. So, it seems like my relationship with him is very common among my friends who are the same age and a lot of people. But I also agree with Mary, the last woman that just called in.
Yes.
Just because you are going to get married or you're going to move in with your boyfriend and they take care of you doesn't mean that they're going to pay for everything. And it shouldn't be that way anymore, especially because there are more people going to school. There are more women graduating, and there are more women who are out there in the workforce. So if the trend is leading towards going to school and aspiring and, becoming someone, then why would you go to school and expect your husband or your boyfriend to pay everything for you?
You got a good point there, but I want to ask you, what is it? What is it that your boyfriend says to you when you say, look, you went to school, you majored in this, you're not in that area, and you're spending all your time playing video games and hanging out with your friends? Why don't you become more mature and focus on upgrading your knowledge and skills and your earning power and being more responsible so we can look forward to getting married and having children? What's his response to that conversation?
He says, well, think about it this way. When I play video games, it's like when your mom and your dad would come home and your dad would leave to the bar. His hanging out at the bar, getting rid of stress, is equivalent to me coming home and playing video games. It's therapeutic for me.
Wow. And what about hanging out with his friends?
Well, he says that his friends are like his second family. So and yes, his friends have been around for many years. He's known them since middle school, so they are kind of part of the family. But he can't hang out with them every day. It shouldn't be that way, or at least that's what I think. You seem more mature. You seem more mature than your boyfriend, and what do you? At some point in time, at what point will you say time's up for being a grown boy, that it's time now for us to look at where we're going and how will we see ourselves in the future, and who is it he needs to be and you have to be in order for that to happen? Well, I think we're getting to that point. We've lived together for 6 years. And, I'm 25 years old and, I'm still very young, but I think in the last two years, this has been going around in my mind where it's like, wait a minute, this doesn't seem right. We've been together for 6 years, and he still does the same things that he used to do when I first met him.
Yes, wow. So this lady, she has something in this book here, Manning Up: How the Rise of Women Has Turned Men into Boys. There are too many grown men that are acting like boys.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate your calling in and sharing your story, and thank you so much for listening to the program.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, Janae on line 4. Janae, you say the roles have been switched. Tell us about that.
Well, the roles as far as being switched, I don't think the men really know where they are, what they're supposed to do in life anymore, where they stand, what their role is.
Why do you feel that way, Janae?
they're entitled to things at this point.
You say entitled to things like what?
Well, like with how you were brought up, your mom told you exactly how it's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
And there wasn't any misunderstanding about that, right?
Right. Yes, a man's job is to provide and protect. No, that was the definition of a man.
And your mom, what was her role?
Well, first of all, she was mama and daddy because I'm adopted, and she raised 7 children by herself. So in that Father's Day, I gave her a Father's Day card too. She's a woman who served as a father.
That's neat. I got a Father's Day gift from my dad one day. One Father's Day gift. It was a jigsaw, a power saw.
Wow.
See, the roles there is no definition right now. I don't think the men really know their role. And that's because a lot of them, I don't think, have a good role model, or our society has really slacked up on it.
You know, I read a book once that said that mothers, they love their sons but raise their daughters. So maybe the way in which the mothers are raising their sons, that they spend more time loving them rather than raising them and teaching them responsibility and what it means to be a man, or maybe because there's such an absence of men in the households, that might have contributed to the loss of identity that you're talking about, Janae.
Possibly. However, I think our culture has really, the entitlement, I think, plays a huge role, that they don't have to. Somebody else will do it for them. And if they don't get it from the spouse or the significant other, like the previous callers, who's providing for them? Callers are. The women are. I have 2 children, 2 beautiful kids that basically I raised because their father really didn't. For whatever his reasons were financially, I call him financially delinquent. For whatever financial reasons he couldn't provide, it just didn't work out for him, so I did it.
Wow.
And like your mom, she did it. And the other callers, they just did it because they didn't feel there was another choice.
Yes, that you had to make it happen. That's what my mama did. She made it happen. Listen, Janae, thank you so much for listening, and I appreciate your call.
Thank you.
Yes. Hey, listen, I'd like to get your comment. The number to call is